Hey guys, it's Lomboli here. Since we're reaching the end of the year, we're thinking that we were going to count down our favorite albums of the year. We weren't going to do this originally because there was only one album that came out this year. And then we did some research and realized there was actually a ton of great releases from this year. So, we're going to do a countdown, and we're going to start with Leo, who's going to talk about his favorite folk metal albums.
Okay, let me just go over a few of the folk metal albums I like this year. My absolute favorite, Boson Divine from France, great folk metal, more on the power metal side of things. Then Ensiferum put out a great new album, Thalassic. Fintroll and Falconer put out new albums as well. Falconer's From a Dying Ember is their last ever album, unfortunately, but it was very good. High note to end on. And some honorable mentions: Hidden Gems, Noitoma from Finland, Romovos from Lithuania, and Eisenmore from America, Skeptic from America, and Zonga from America. The first album I want to talk about is I Disagree by Poppy. She's an American artist that used to do pop, but now she does metal. This album is probably, you could call it pop metal. It's got a lot of influences from nu metal, and it's just a great album. Very innovative song structures, production techniques, great melodies. I quite like the lyrics, which fit very well with the music. One of the prime examples of this is the song Concrete. You should listen to that one at least if you check this album out. Yeah, great album. The second album I want to talk about is KG by the Australian psych rock band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Now King Gizzard is, well, they have done almost every genre. On this album they're doing microtonal psych rock. It's the successor to one of their albums from 2017 called Flying Microtonal Banana. And this album is just great fun. It's like microtonal madness. The drums draw heavily on African rhythms, and well, it's just a fun album.
Now it's my turn to rank my favorite albums from this year. I had to try to keep it down to just a top 20, and I'm going to go really quickly through a lot of them until I get further into the list where I can go a little bit more in detail. But first 20, Northern Tongues, 19, Anbrun, 18, Black Curse, 17, Avsky, 16, Gulch, 15, Galdron, 14, Hellripper, 13, Glacier, 12, Meth Witch, 11, Rope Sect. Now we're finally in the top 10. I can go a little bit more into detail, but I have to contain my passion because I could talk about the albums all day. So, number 10, Revenge, Strike.Smother.Dehumanise. Great war metal, a lot catchier than their other material, but it doesn't lose that heaviness and intensity. Really like to listen to it a lot this year. Number 10, Daze and Daze, great folk punk. I really enjoyed this record. I think I played it probably the most out of all of them. Number 8,
I Disagree by Poppy.
It took me a while to actually sit down and listen to this record, but when I did, I was firmly impressed. I really, really liked it. Thanks Valerius for recommending it to me. Then number 7, we have Maenad Veil. Power electronics, industrial harsh noise, but somehow made really catchy. Really recommend it. Number 6, Died with Less Life. It's an album that's very reminiscent of some noise rock bands, but also bands like Slint and the Jesus Lizard. Very solid. Number 5, Spanish Love Songs with Brave Faces Everyone. Just a great punk record, extremely catchy. Number 4, Austra with HIRUDIN. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a Canadian synth pop project. She's released my favorite pop album ever in Future Politics in 2017. And this album is very, very close. It's so good. Then we have Clipping with Visions of Bodies Being Burned. Clipping is a noise industrial like hip-hop project, very experimental. They're extremely good. This is a sister album to their album from the year before called There Existed an Addiction to Blood, and I am a big fan of Clipping, and I need to listen to even more of them because I'm finally starting to get into that experimental rap craze that everyone seems to love. Then on number 2 we have Trigg Gusset with The Way In. It's an instrumental jazz album that's extremely relaxing, and it keeps you engaged throughout the entire listening experience. It's just it's a very ethereal and very nice album. It almost feels like post-rock in a lot of ways. And number 1 we have nathrakh with Endarkenment. One of my favorite bands came back this year. I was kind of disappointed with the new kind of horror that was their previous release, but this one just hits you in the face immediately with harsh vocals, guitars, catchiness, and it just keeps going. It almost feels like a blackened grindcore version of a Melodeath album with power metal choruses sprinkled throughout. It's fucking genius, and I love it. So those are my favorite albums of the year.
Oh, hey again. This is the part of the video where Anton, our flute player, would rank his favorite albums of the year. If he hadn't procrastinated and didn't get the videos done in time, who would have thought that a year-end video would have to be released, you know, near the end of the year or whatever. But let's get back to the person you actually want to see, me.
Oh, you're back. Yeah, we want to talk about some of the albums from our Metal Underground here in Stockholm. I want to shine some light on some less known releases. So we'll start with Sweet Remedy, released a demo. Eternal Evil released their demo and also a single. We have Sarkrator, who released their debut album and is actually nominated for Best Rock and Metal Album at the P3 Awards. So congrats guys, really hope you guys win. We have Yxan, who released an EP, and also my band Brist, that released our debut album and also a couple of singles. Thank you all for the support you've given Lombolo over this year. We really appreciate it, and we're brewing some more stuff up in the cauldron for next year, and I really hope you stick around. Happy New Year.